Okay, we've been given this trapezium. We're told the area is 119 centimeters squared, and we have to show that 2x squared minus x minus 120 is 0. Don't be put off by show that type questions. It just means all you have to do is come up with an expression for the area of the trapezium involving these x's, set that equal to 119, and it will turn out to be that. So let's do it. Okay, well, the obvious way to divide this up is down there, which means this bit here is x plus 6, and this bit here must be 3x minus 4 minus x plus 6, which is 3x minus 4 minus x minus 6, which is 3x minus x is 2x, minus 4 minus 6 is minus 10. So that's 2x minus 10. Okay, well, now we can easily write down an expression for the area of the whole thing. So this bit here is going to be x plus 6 times x minus 1. So x plus 6 times x minus 1. Okay, now this bit here is going to be half, because it's a triangle rather than a rectangle, of 2x minus 10 times x minus 1. So plus a half of 2x minus 10 times x minus 1. Okay, so that's the expression for the area of the whole thing. And they tell us that that's equal to 119 centimeters squared. But don't put units in equations. Okay, great. Well, we've done it. Just rearrange that and it will turn out to be that. So let's do it. Multiply out the brackets. X times x is x squared. X times minus 1 is minus x. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times minus 1 is minus 6, plus a half of whatever this bracket multiplied out is. 2x times x is 2x squared. Just gonna make that a bit bigger. Equals 119, okay. 2x times minus 1 is minus 2x. Minus 10 times x is minus 10x. And minus 10 times minus 1 is plus 10. Alright, so that gives us x squared minus x plus 6x is plus 5x minus 6. Plus half times 2x squared is just x squared. Minus 2x minus 10x is minus 12x. Half of that is minus 6x, and half of 10 is 5, equals 119. Okay, x squared plus x squared is 2x squared. 5x minus 6x is minus x. Minus 6 plus 5 is minus 1, equals 119. Subtract 119 from both sides, we get 2x squared minus x minus 120 is 0. And that is what we had to show. Okay, great. So we've done the first part. Now we have to find x. Now in the question paper, it didn't say find x, give your answer to one decimal place or something like that. It just said find x, which hints that this can be factorized nicely. If it said something like find x to one decimal place, it would kind of suggest that we'd have to use a quadratic equation, say the quadratic formula. So I suspect we can factorize this. Let's give it a go. Now there's a number in front of the x squared, so there are various different methods you can use to factorize more difficult examples like this, when there's a number in front of the x squared. There's various things like a magic X method, decomposition method, things like this. But my personal favourite is the crisscross method, so let's do that. So with the crisscross method, you look at this number and you write down 2 ways of multiplying 2 numbers together to get 2. Well, it's got to be 2 and 1. And then you write down underneath this number different ways of 2 numbers, two different numbers that when you multiply them together give you that number. Don't worry about the sign. So 120, let's try 10 and 12, because 10 times 12 is 120. Crisscross. And what you do is 2 times 12 is 24, and 1 times 10 is 10. And you want these 2 numbers to be combined in such a way with pluses or minus, such that you get the number here, which in this case is -1. So this hasn't worked, because you can't do plus 10 minus 24, for example. I give you -12, not -1. So you try again. 2, 1. 2 numbers multiply to give 120. Now, with practice, the better you get at this method. And you can see that because one of these numbers is multiplied by 2, and they have to, after one of them has been multiplied by 2, they have to add in some way to give -1, you know that one of them is going to be roughly half of the other. So, in actual fact, the answer is 15 and 8, because 8 is roughly half of 15. The 8 is going to get multiplied by 2. And 15 times 8 is 120. So that's what we're looking for. So you do 1 times 15 is 15. And 2 times 8 is 16. You can see if you do plus 15 minus 16, that does indeed get you the -1. So that's what we're looking for. So because we want minus 16, you put a minus there. And because we want plus 15, you put a plus there. And you just stick an X in there and there. And then you read across, and that gives you the answer straight away. So this factorised is 2x plus 15 times 1x minus 8 equals 0. So that's the crisscross method. We can check it. 2x times x is 2x squared, yep. 2x times minus 8 is minus 16x, and you've got plus 15x, it gives you minus x. And then plus 15 times minus 8 is minus 120, so it's correct, it works. Okay, right, now we have to find x. So, 2 things multiplied together gives you 0. That means either this is 0, 2x plus 15 is 0, or x minus 8 is 0. Well, it's going to be this one because x can't be negative. And in this case, x would be minus 15 over 2. So we can dismiss that one. But the solution in this case is x is 8. We know x must be positive because if x were negative here, you'd have a negative distance, which is impossible. So, dismiss that, and x is 8. There you go. Yeah.